Manye, and you are listening to the Nollywood Spotlight Show on Nollywood Radio France. And of course, I'm here with my awesome and talented friend, Cyprian Jasson. Cyprian, tell the audience where you're located.
Thank you very much, Rebecca. I'm in France. I live in a wonderful city called Chartres. It's just 100 kilometers away from Paris. So, Rebecca, what are you going to tell us today?
Excellent question. Friends, listen to this. So this article is from africocity.com, and their headline says, Majid Michel gets slashed from Ghanaian fans over no Nollywood comments. So the article goes that Majid has come under serious fire from fans from his home country, Ghana, over his statement on a Nigerian television. The actor had earlier disclosed that there is no movie industry in Ghana and Africa except Nollywood in Nigeria. We heard the statement did not go down well with his growing fans and movie practitioners in Ghana. And at moment, he has already started receiving several nasty phone calls and text messages from industry friends and fans who has heard about his statement. So what do you think about this, Cyprian?
Yeah, I think he's right, because Nollywood started in Nigeria, and I can say that Majid is an Africanist, because when he means Nollywood, he means the influence of Nollywood in Africa. He means also African cinema. Now, I'm not saying that there's nothing like Gollywood. Now, Gollywood, it talks about Ghana, but my question is it not going to reduce the influence of African cinema that has suffered a lot, where Nollywood has taken the whole of the world, showing African culture? I think we should, as Africans now, learn how to come under one umbrella instead of dividing Gollywood, and then we're going to add another one again, call it the other way, because we want to remain in our own little oasis, in our own country. I think the best word for African cinema that represents African cinema now is Nollywood. So our friend Majid is 100% right. It's not because I'm from Nigeria, but I'm only saying that we should defend African cultural products. And I think this is what he means. This is what he means. So what have you to say to, what can you add to what I've just said, Rebecca?
I completely agree with you, Cyprian. I think a lot of the time, it's not, it's not really the name that's important. I think the word Nollywood literally represents all African entertainment under one umbrella. Now, you creating a different name for your particular industry does not really make it a legitimate industry. The point is, I feel that if the Ghanaians want to be, want to represent Ghana as much as they feel they should represent, then they need to put out a massive production that has a lot of Ghanaian faces, but also incorporate other faces, like Nigerian faces, like Sierra Leonean faces, like other African faces in the film, but the main production will be coming from Ghana. And that production should still be under the umbrella of Nollywood. Because at the end of the day, no matter what movie it is, the reality of the fact, Cyprian, is that that movie will be sold in the Nigerian market. Ghanaians don't only live in Ghana. They live all over the world. And the Nigerian film market is one of the largest in Africa. That's the reason why it's called Nollywood. It's not necessarily the production. Now, one of the things that Ghanaians are doing in their particular film industry is that they're trying to take control a little bit of the industry by saying, okay, if a Nollywood production wants to sell in Ghana, the film has to have a Ghanaian face in it, which is a legitimate thing to want to to want to do, because you also want your people to represent the industry, and that's a good thing. But literally creating a different name, you're absolutely right, different, takes away from the importance. It waters the whole thing down. Like, we all should be under one major umbrella. Nollywood does not mean Nigeria. Nollywood literally means the African and the authentic African entertainment industry.
Yeah, what you just said is very, very important, because when we're talking about cinema as a whole, you can understand that we are at the same time talking about the market and distribution, and also we are talking about the cultural product of a continent. Now,
Exactly.
Nollywood is the brand name for African cinema. Now, no other cinema in Africa, film, movie, or whatever entertainment can resist Nollywood. Now, what I think what our Ghanaian friends are all about is that it should their own movie should represent their own identity. But now I think we have to think more as an African, and that's the way I see myself. I see myself first of all as an African, and that belong to a whole world culture. You see, now I think they will gain more when they think, when they start to think that, or accept, when they accept, that's the right word, when they accept that Nollywood represents the whole of Africa, and under that name they can market their own movies without any problem. Because when you come to France, for example, you come to France, you talk about Gollywood, people will not understand you. I'm telling you, all the televisions here, the mainstream media here know only one cinema, which is Nollywood. And again, I can tell you that Nollywood has got so many problems again, that look at the job we're doing on Nollywood Radio France, is to make sure that people outside Nigeria, outside Africa, in the diaspora, even if they are not from the African continent, can understand that there is a cinema industry that we can now say is the second in the world in terms of production, that is around, and that this cinema industry should be taken seriously. Now, why should we bring in competition again to confuse ourselves as usual? This is not politics. We're talking about cultural product.
You're so right. I mean, that's exactly what it's doing. You were saying earlier, something about Cantonwood, something about some other woods are coming out again. And I'm just like, wow, why must you wood anything?
Yeah.
You can genuinely put out a production in Africa and distribute it in Nigeria, and that movie will most likely reach the entire African continent, because it's under the umbrella of Nollywood.
Yes.
And I unfortunately, the Ghanaian fans are taking it more personal, as to that particular statement that Majid Michel made. And what I do want these Ghanaian movie lovers to understand is that your Ghanaian identity does not come under the umbrella of a name, of the name, the new name that you've created, Gollywood. It should be under the one name that the entire world recognizes, and that's Nollywood. Nollywood is bigger than Nigeria. Nollywood is not about Nigeria. Yes, we started that little production company that became, the most talked about in the world, but other people see it, other people recognize the fact that we're Africans. Our movies are authentic. We have original stories, any other stories in the world. So that is what we all need to bring to the table. Is you can preserve your Ghanaian identity by putting out a story that the Ghanaian people understand. But to make it even sweeter is to incorporate other cultures into that story and make it bigger than yourself. Then other people get to really see what Africa is about. When you're shooting a Ghanaian movie that is also starring a Nigerian actor or actress in there, and Nigerians know that this person is a Nigerian, and they know that you are in a Ghanaian production. That is a completely different taste, is a completely different type of story, and who doesn't want to experience something new? I think that type of production will even attract Nigerians to want to do more movies with Ghanaians, because we're all now working together. No confusion. We all understand that what we're trying to do is to make this industry powerful, is to make it recognized all over the world, is to make Hollywood respect us. But when we're coming up with Gollywood, Cantonwood, all these other woods, then it's just confusing. It really is just confusing.
And again, Rebecca, what our Ghanaian friends should understand is that Nigeria is a big market. You see, 170 million people on estimate. So it's a very, very big market. And again, if they can use all the opportunities the brand name Nollywood offers, and I think they will make their money. It's like you said, it's not all about the name. I understand them very, very well. So they should not throw any stone on our friend Majid. We are trying to interpret what he's just said. We're not defending him. If Majid had said something wrong and that Nollywood Radio France cannot support, myself and Rebecca, we will just tell you listeners that Majid has gone wrong here. But he's from Ghana. He's from Ghana. This is somebody who sees himself, first of all, as an African. He's not even seeing himself as a Nigerian. He's not even defending Nigerian cinema. He's defending simply African cinema.
Exactly.
Simple.
Exactly.
Simple. So, Rebecca, how do we end up this one? There are many things you want to remind us. There is a competition coming up very soon. So our listeners should get ready. I think that's what you're going to tell us.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to love it. But before I go into that, I do want to say, we Africans all need to come together. This is not a matter of division. This is a matter of us coming together and working together and putting out an exclusively beautiful, inspirational story out there that works for everybody, where everybody can relate to. We all want to know about the Ghanaian culture. We all want to know about the struggles of the Ghanaian people. We all want to relate to them. We all want to feel their pain. We want to laugh with them. We want to cry with them. But there is only one name the world recognizes at this particular moment for the African entertainment industry, and that is Nollywood. It has nothing to do with the country Nigeria. It is just an umbrella where Africans can represent and present themselves in such a beautiful way with no restrictions. We're all under this umbrella. We can do what we need to do to represent and present ourselves. So we all need to come together, cooperate together, and be under this umbrella and not be divided and dilute the concentrated intensity that comes underneath the name Nollywood. We just need to be a part of that and just work together with each other. So with that being said, Nollywood Radio France has a competition you do not want to miss. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna put out there something this is what we're doing. This is what we do. This is what Nollywood is all about. It's all about movie productions. It's all about brand new films coming on the market, and that is what this competition is about. Ladies and gentlemen, you can actually be a part of a live video production in Nollywood.